Hi guys, this is Nick K, and I'm bringing you my top 10 weapons in Destiny the Taken King. This is about halfway through January of 2016. I don't like to date most of my videos because then you can't watch them later. But with this kind of thing, I feel it's important to. Starting off with an honorable mentions list, weapons that are very good but just aren't quite good enough. First loser is any of the swords, legendary or exotic. The swords didn't make it on the list because in higher level activities such as the raid or the nightfall, getting that close to your enemies is a liability. You just aren't useful. Next mention is the Invective. Invective is a super powerful shotgun. The only issue with it is it has a low impact stat. The lowered impact, I find, drops this weapon out of the top. Also have the Hawkmoon. Hawkmoon is a fantastic hand cannon. My issue with it is the same as I have with all hand cannons. With the recent patches, hand cannons have taken a shot to their accuracy and their ammunition reserves. Along with that, Hawkmoon's lucky bullets have been reduced in damage. This weapon is now just too unreliable to make it on the list. The Zalo Supercell, probably one of the best, if not the best, weapon for PvE. However, in PvP, there's just something lacking. It doesn't pull through quite as often there. And the last mention on here is the Black Spindle. The Black Spindle is the king of boss fights. It has unparalleled DPS. However, it falls short in PvP where you can't string together those headshots, and the stat build for it is just not quite strong enough. But onto the actual list now. Number 10 is Tallulah. Tallulah is a super powerful scout rifle. I would place it in the top 5 weapons of the game if it weren't for the fact that it's a Warlock exclusive. Now, in case you didn't know, the Tallullah's special ability is Overflow. While you have a supercharged, you gain better fire rate, handling, and stability. It turns the gun from a great scout rifle into probably the best scout rifle in the game. But as I said, that Warlock exclusivity keeps it out of the top running just because you can't use it in 2/3 of the situations. You can't. So I can't put it on my list. Number 9 is Conspiracy Theory D. Conspiracy Theory is the predominant shotgun in the Crucible right now. It has that very nice high impact, and it's also got a phenomenal range. The reason this weapon is so heavily favored right now is because you can get such a great roll on it so very easily. Just by doing the main quest line, you can get a light level 300 Conspiracy Theory with rangefinder and performance bonus. The gun's a monster. There's a reason it's the top secondary in the Crucible right now. Number 8 is the Meta Multi-Tool. The Meta Multi-Tool is the utilitarian's weapon. Jack of all trades, master of none, and better than the best of any one. It's a weapon that excels at any range. Close range, it has a snappy fire rate and good handling stats, and it has a maxed out reload. But it's a scout rifle, so it also does well at medium to mid-long range fights. There's not a situation where you're not gonna be able to use this gun. However, it's not specialized and it's not as powerful as some of the other weapons. Its namesake perk, the Meta Multi-Tool, allows you to move faster and it fires on a hair trigger. A quick side note about this gun, there's a small panel next to the scope. Most people have noticed it. Some people think it's some sort of radar, and that's kind of right. That panel will actually highlight if you're looking at a chest, and it has to be side to side. If it's 30 feet below you, it's going to be the same as if it was right in front of you. So if you're looking right at it, it'll be a bright white light. If you kind of drag your sights off, it'll slowly dim, and vice versa. Number 7 is the Suros PDX-45 pulse rifle. This lands in what is considered the best category of pulse rifles for the medium fire rate with medium impact. The reason this weapon is so good is it has such a great recoil direction. It has that nice fire rate, that nice impact, and it has a great recoil direction, and because it's legendary, you can get it with a number of different perks, and you're not taking that exotic slide up. You could also interchange this with the Hawksaw, which has almost the exact same stats, but with a different recoil. Number 6 is the Suros Regime. Suros Regime was an auto rifle that was absolutely devastating in vanilla. Then auto rifles took a hit, and this thing got shot down hard. Taken King came, and they fixed up some of its problems. What makes this weapon so powerful is not its legacy perk, Turlis Legacy. It is the spinning up and focus fire combo. Spinning up and focus fire are a binary skill slot on the gun. That means you can have one or the other. Spinning up will give you an increased fire rate after a handful of rounds. I think it's 15 or so rounds, and you'll increase the fire rate from 77 to 88. You also get a fairly large stability bonus to go along with it. On the other side, there's focus fire, which will slow down your fire rate but increase your damage while you're aiming. This allows you to be a bit more effective in a sniper position at a medium to mid-long range, whereas spinning up will give you that nice close range power. Now the reason Turlis Legacy is not what put it on this list is because it just doesn't seem to do as much anymore. It has a very powerful glass half full bonus, giving it almost double damage on its last round, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. The healing you get from the weapon no longer procs quite as often, and when you really need that healing, you're almost never going to see it. But when you're in the back picking off targets, that's when you're going to get those healing boosts. That's not when you really need it. Number 5 is the 1,000-yard stare. The 1,000-yard stare is the top sniper rifle in the Crucible right now. There's no reason you shouldn't be using this in there. It's got good stability, it's powerful enough to res snipe, it's got a larger magazine at 4 rounds. It's just a solid weapon. And it's a legendary weapon, so that gives it a couple extra points. You can get a roll that you want without even trying for it. I mean, Outlaw is great, Triple Tap, Firefly, all of them work splendidly on this gun because of its higher impact. I don't have many quarrels about the 1,000-yard stare. Number 4 is any of the raid weapons. And it's not the raid weapons in particular that I find powerful. It is the perk Cocoon. Cocoon is what brings these weapons from decent weapons to being in the top tier of weapons. Cocoon, in case you didn't know, is a perk that after having your weapon stowed for 5 seconds, it'll completely reload the magazine from your reserves. This allows you to pull out your raid sniper, the Defiance Yasmin, fire a magazine, switch to your heavy, fire your magazine a heavy, switch back to your Defiance, and you're already reloaded and you're ready to go again. So you can just keep throwing rounds downrange. This perk isn't quite as powerful in Crucible, but the balanced weapons, the overall ability of them, plus the Cocoon perk proccing every once in a while, and if you get really good with it, you can always have a full weapon. It makes them powerful even in the Crucible. Number 3, the Red Death. Red Death is a Crucible-oriented pulse rifle. Even its flavor text reads, "It is a Guardian Killer." The Red Death perk is what makes this weapon so exceptional. The Red Death perk allows you to increase your reload speed, like Feeding Frenzy, and start to regain health every time you get a kill. In PvP, that allows you to take down a target, move behind a box, get back to full health, reload, pop out to down the next target. In PvE, you can take down a horde of thralls. You're getting overwhelmed by taking scions. That Reaver Captain's giving you problems. You can take down a couple of small adds, get back to full health, get a full magazine, and turn to take on those bigger targets. I do not have any quarrels with this weapon. I can't think of a bad thing to say about it. Its recoil direction is pretty straight up and down. It's got good secondary perks. It's just a top tier weapon. Number 2 is the Bad Juju. Bad Juju is, in my opinion, the best pulse rifle in the game, and that's what lands it at number 2. The pulse rifle itself is full auto. It has that golden level of impact to rate of fire, just like the Suros PDX does. But what makes this gun truly exceptional is the String of Curses perk. The String of Curses perk on every kill will refresh your magazine instantly, give you double the super energy for that kill, and give you a damage bonus for a short time. There is nothing more fun, in my opinion, than going to a mission like Omnigul, waiting for a horde of Thrall to come and cutting them all down. Going to the Sunless Cell Strike where all those Thrall are on the bridge and just mowing through them, because you just won't stop firing. If you're playing PvE, you'll have your super going constantly. There's really no time you won't be building super energy at a super fast rate. And in the Crucible, while the PvP super energy won't be as noticeable, that reload every time you get a kill will be. You will notice that very fast. But even Bad Juju is number 2 on this list. Number 2 to number 1, Hung Jury. Hung Jury is the Dead Orbit scout rifle. It alone is not an exceptional scout rifle. The stat build is nothing crazy, but the vendor purchase you get on it it's number 1. It's my best gun in the game. You get triple tap and Firefly. Triple tap means that for every 3 precision hits you get, you will return 1 round to the magazine. Firefly means that with every precision kill, your target will explode, dealing quite a bit of damage in an area. Complementing these 2 perks is a binary set of perks: Handlaid Stock and Extended Mag. Handlaid Stock will give you a very large stability bonus at the cost of some range, whereas Extended Magazine will give you an increased magazine size with no other bonuses. These ones don't really matter. Either one is going to be great, and it's really how you feel about the gun. Are you good enough to land those precision hits without the stability bonus? Then there's no reason you shouldn't take an extra 4 rounds. Do you feel like at longer ranges or up close you're not going to be able to hit those precision shots as much? Well, you've got Handlaid Stock right there for you. Both of them complementing triple tap and Firefly. You can find this weapon as a drop, but it's not that great then. However, if you have the 150 marks, you're rank 3 with Dead Orbit, there is no better weapon in this game, in my opinion. This is the weapon to grab, so get out there and grab it. Those were my top 10 weapons in Destiny right now. If you liked the video, obviously I want you to like and subscribe. If you have any compliments or concerns, you want to know how I rated them, you think a weapon wasn't judged fairly, please leave a comment down below. And thank you, and goodbye.